Oh. Well, certainly. What else could it be?
Excuse me, sir, not everybody understands modern art.
Well, thanks.
If you're interested, it's only $500.
$500? Must be quite a man.
Well, it's not the man. He happens to be rather an obscure musician.
Musician? What kind of a musician?
A pianist, I think.
Is it by any chance Alexander Sebastian?
Well, that's who it is. You recognized him. He seems to be a friend of yours. Wouldn't it be amusing to have him in your home permanently?
Not very amusing. A cheap guy like that.
Who?
Him. Goodbye, Jones.
You don't begrudge me a little music, do you?
Oh, no. Anything new?
Well, this, isn't it enough?
Yeah, plenty. Have a good day?
Fine.
You seem to be feeling better these days.
Oh, yes. I slept 10 hours last night. And, Larry, the hiccups have completely disappeared. Isn't that good news?
Yeah, very good news. Are you still going to Dr. Vengard?
Oh, no. I don't need Dr. Vengard anymore. I'm so busy with my music and visiting art galleries that I haven't even time to think of any doctor.
Oh. Isn't that wonderful? You know, I'm beginning to see something in this. Yeah, it starts to look like a man.
Huh? Why did you say that?
Well, the other night.
Oh, you took that seriously. I was only kidding. How could that be a man? I was nervous about the dinner party, and I said whatever came into my mind. I'm sorry, darling.
No, dear, no, I don't agree with you. It does look like a man.
Now, don't be stubborn. Can't you take a joke?
Well, then, what is it?
Huh? It's a meadow. It's called Meadow in Spring.
Oh, in spring, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm. And those little notes of music, what do they mean?
Oh, that's the shepherd playing his pipe. Shepherds play pipes, don't they?
Oh, sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. And the clock at 12:15?
Oh, I don't know exactly what that means, but I guess it's probably lunch. The shepherd eats and then he plays his pipe. Mm. Really, darling, you talk as though you've never been in a meadow. You see, in modern art, they're trying to break down the conventional forms. They're trying to get away from what you expect. It's all done by indication. What are you doing?
Oh, just putting a mustache on the shepherd. Knock that guy right through his piano.
Now, that'd be the worst thing you could do. You'd just make her feel sorry for him. Don't make a martyr of him. You've got to look at this thing from a woman's angle. Now, wait a minute. Miss Aiken, will you come in, please? Miss Aikens, we want a woman's point of view on a certain situation. Now, Mr. Baker has a friend, and he's in trouble.
Who, Mr. Baker?
No, the friend.
Oh, Mr. Baker.
Shh. Now, Mr. Baker has nothing whatever to do with it. Let's call the friend Mr. Brown. Now, Mr. Brown has a wife.
Mrs. Brown.
Exactly. Mr. and Mrs. Brown have been married for, how long?
Well, say 6 years.
Yeah.
They live in Toledo.
6 years in Toledo. That's bad.
All right, then, let's say New York. Now, Mr. Brown is worried about his marriage. Things are not going along as well as they used to.
What kind of a man is this, Mr. Brown?
Very nice. Wouldn't you say so?
Yes, very nice.
Is he attractive?
Very attractive. Don't you think so?
Yes.
And yet she's complaining.
Well, she's drifting away from him.
Yes, and he wants to get things back on the old basis.
Who doesn't?
Yes. Now, Miss Aikens, as a woman, I'm asking you, what is the right approach?
Well, I should say a mink coat would do the trick.
She has a mink coat.
Then what's she complaining about?
Thank you, Miss Higgins. That's all.
Well, gentlemen, you wanted to get a woman's point of view.
Just a moment. Now, look here. Mrs. Brown is interested in another man.
Oh, does Mr. Brown know?
Yes.
Has he any proof?
Too much.
Has he any witnesses?
No.
Then he's sunk.
Thank you, Miss Aiken.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Baker, but if there aren't any witnesses, she's going to deny it, if you want the woman's angle.
Miss Higgins, we're thoroughly satisfied.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not the right person to give you any advice. I probably have too much sympathy for Mr. Brown and not enough patience with Mrs. Brown. We get cases like that every day. The wife is bored, marriage is just a habit, but on the other hand, she accepts everything her husband gives her. I think she ought to be kicked out. Do I sound old-fashioned?
We'll let you know, Miss Aikens.
Well, anyway, I think Mr. Brown is a pretty swell guy. I've always thought so.
Some woman.
Yeah, she certainly had a couple of interesting angles.
I didn't notice them.
Good. Now, Larry, you still love your wife, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, where are you going from here?
I have a dinner appointment with old C.K. Higgins at his club. How can I sell insurance with this in my mind? It's a big deal, too.
Now, listen. Forget Higgins. Forget insurance. Go home. There's only one thing you have to sell. Yourself. The most important client you ever had in your life is waiting for you. And her name is Mrs. Baker. Now, you're the best salesman in the business. There's nothing wrong with your marriage. You just have to resell it once in a while.
Not so easy.
Well, who said it was? Was it easy to sell Hale Insurance in Southern California? Just find the right slant. A new one.
Selling marriage with a new slant, huh?
Yeah, a new slant.
That's not a bad idea. But what is that new slant? That's what I'd like to know. What is it? What is it? What is it? Selling marriage with a new slant.
Nice surprise, eh? Hello, my genius. Who are you going to be this evening? Come, tell your little cadenza. Are you Mozart, playful, tender? Or are you the thundering Beethoven, strong, fiery, unyielding? Come, darling, tell your little cadenza.
Da, da, guess who is here? Guess who is here? Guess who is here? It is Wotan, the god of gods, coming down to it.
Anything serious?
No, she just fainted.
Oh, well, women are always fainting. Any particular reason?
No. She just thought I was a genius. Then she found out I wasn't, and it was too much for her. Please make yourself at home. I'll be right back. I want to get some smelling salts.
Now, look, Baker, let's get this straight. There's going to be a very heated discussion. We're going to insult each other. It can't be avoided. You're going to accuse me of something which I'm going to deny and you're not going to believe. So before this battle starts, let's get one thing straight. I'm not going to fight. My hands are my only livelihood, and I'm not going to risk them on your jaw.
Here, Mozart, wake up your little cadenza.
What's happened?
Well, I...
You!
What?
That's very funny. You know what I thought?
Look, I think I... What?
Hello? Hello, Jones. I'm still selling. You were right. It needed an entirely new slant. I think I've got a new one.